Ladies, learn to gatekeep everything. Everything. Stop giving access to men who haven't earned the privilege to be in your life. We are entering 2026, and with that being said, we have to practice more self awareness and not allow potential to overshadow what we really want. We have to protect our peace, our heart, our bodies, and our future with required boundaries. If a man shows you, confusion, inconsistency, ego, manipulation, or emotional unavailability in the beginning, that is the red flags. And we have to not ignore the red flags, because the red flags is going to help you in the long run. And because we are in a space and era where we are dating very, very strategically, and we are practicing intuition and being more intuitive when it comes down to allowing anyone in our space. Any red flag is a warning. And we have to be okay with making sure that we go within when it comes to dating and when it comes to allowing anyone to have space in our lives. Simple. Simple, simple. So when it comes to, you know, dating, it's like, especially now, I feel like if a lot of women is, feeling unfulfilled sometimes because they want a relationship. And a lot of times when you want something so badly, you ignore red flags. You ignore the signs when it comes to a man in the beginning because your mind is so fixated on what you are seeing. And that's why we have to stop going on potential. We have to learn to go within. And we also have to be able to recognize good character. Because what I've realized is that even when you practice, when you pray and say, you desire a person, a desire type of relationship that you want, or a man in your life, you have to still be aware that the enemy hears that. The enemy will present exactly what you pray for. It will come and show up like that, but the character would not match the person. So if a person's telling you something, but their character and their actions is not aligning, then that's a red flag that you have to acknowledge. And a lot of times we ignore those red flags, and then we end up in a horrible situation, and you can't blame anyone but yourself when you are ignoring the red flags. And that's why it's important to be very cautious, learn to pray, and ask for spiritual discernment when you pray. Because that will allow you to open up your eyes and see people, see men, and see anyone for who they are. So red flags are not accidental. It's exactly what it is. When you see a person showing inconsistency, selfishness, dishonesty, having a very huge ego, or can't communicate, emotional instability, that's not a phase, that's more of a pattern. And women get hurt when they try to love a man's potential instead of his reality. And that's how most women get hurt, because they are not practicing self awareness. They're going off what a man says instead of allowing a man to show up and present himself who he really is. We have to gatekeep ourselves. We have to gatekeep certain parts of ourselves. We have to gatekeep everything, honestly, until a person show you who they are, their character. Is their character matching what they say? Not allowing your intuition to go hiding. You have to, if your spirit always tell you first, the problem isn't the red flag, it's you. And we have to make sure that we don't allow anyone to just come into our life and disrupt our peace and what we work hard for. When it comes to men, they will try to test your access. If you're a beautiful woman, you're going to attract everybody. You're going to attract all types of men. And that's why, as a beautiful woman, you have to be very cautious of that, because a man will show up presenting himself to be something, and really the whole time he just want to gain leverage over you. He wants to gain access to you. He wants to get a hold to your body, your spirit. He wants to see if he's able to manipulate. And it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm not feeling that. One thing that I've learned as women, we have to stop being scared to call things out. You can't be scared and be nervous because you're feeling like, oh, I don't want to run that person away. If you see something in the beginning with a man, that is your time to say something, because it's only going to it's going to hurt you at the end. And if you ignore it and you don't call it out, you teach people how to treat you. Don't settle for low and less effort. Don't allow someone to play in your face. Don't allow someone to control. A man has to qualify to be able to gain some type of access to you. You're not going to run someone away that is meant for you. But in the beginning, men would test you. They would test you. And that's how they're able to gain control and to manipulate and to see what type of woman you are. You don't have to overshare everything. When you're in your dating, phase and stage with a person, and you all are kind of just getting to know one another, don't overshare your past. Don't overshare, what happened in your previous relationships. Because that's how men also are able to come in and be very manipulative and lie and pretend, because they know that when a woman share her past, they and hear some of maybe the horrible things that went on with your ex, they're going to pretend to be the opposite of that. Now they know, okay, I won't try to be something I'm not, because if I pretend, then now I can gain more access, and I can manipulate it. I can train her the way I want to. That's what goes on in men's head when they're trying to get to hold to you in a very negative way. Don't rush intimacy. If you are looking for something great, and if you are dating with intentions, don't rush intimacy. That's like that is completely should be not even in the category of speaking in the beginning. Your spirit will always come to you and talk to you. And one of the things that I've acknowledged too is when I'm speaking with a man, especially in the beginning, and we're talking more like the talking stage, just getting to know one another. I look at character. I look at how consistent the person is. And I look at if the person can know how to communicate. And also what I've acknowledged and what I realized is that when a man says, "Oh, I'm not like other men," that's to me is a signal of red flag. Because if you are a good man, you don't need to say how you are compared to other men. It's going to show up as in your character. It's going to show up as how you present yourself, the things that you do. And that's where a lot of women go wrong, is because they don't look at a person's character. You have to look at a man's character, how he is with his family, how he is with his children if he has children, how his relationships is, how his work ethic. All of that plays a part. Do he brush you off when it comes down to you expressing yourself? These are the context clues that will help you in the beginning. It will help you, I'm sorry, in the long run if you acknowledge it in the beginning. Don't accept disrespect. That is rule number one for me. How is a man's temper? How is his temperamental? How he is when it comes down to handling pressure? Does he have emotional control? All of that speaks volume, and all of that will help you weigh out the good and the bad. So when it comes to gatekeeping should be everything for you. You don't have to worry about, okay, because I place boundaries, that's going to push a man away. No, it's not. Because the right man that comes in that has good intentions and his intentions are pure, he's going to be okay with the fact that you are placing boundaries. He's going to respect that. But a man that wants control, of course, he's not going to respect that. He's going to look at you being difficult. He's going to say negative things about that. So you must gatekeep. You must choose peace over potential. And you must believe that a man who is right for you will show up in alignment and not confusion. Anything of God, anything that's right for you will always come up in clarity and not confusion. And that is why it's so important to practice discernment. That is so important to present yourself and do your healing work, so that way you will be able to distinguish the ones that are the broken men, the man that needs healing, the man that is lack emotional awareness. And it will allow you to be able to be cautious and date with intentions, date with your eyes open, because you have to protect your heart. It's like we protect our money. We protect, certain things about ourselves that we really like and love. You have to protect your body. You have to protect your body the same way. You have to protect your mind the same way. You have to protect your life the same way. Showing up and for yourself in the beginning will save you a long, long way of heartbreak. It's a privilege. It's a privilege. Access to you is a privilege.